Get a glimpse of Charlie and Gatsby, two of our African black-footed penguins. Now, out of the 17 different species of penguins, only 4 of them live in those cold weather climates. The rest of them live in warm places like Africa, New Zealand, Australia, and South America. And I heard a splash. I think they're thinking about coming out here. Now, once you do see them, you'll see that they are pretty adorable. There they are. And as cute as they are struggling in the wild due to things like overfishing of their food source and pollution. But don't worry, there's a couple things that you and I can do to help them out. And it's as simple as going to the grocery store. Next time you're there, be sure to buy sustainably harvested seafood. And then when you take that seafood home, be sure to take it home in one of those canvas reusable bags as opposed to those one-time use plastic bags. Those plastic bags tend to end up in our waterways and look an awful lot like squid or jellyfish, which happens to be favorite treats of little guys like these. So just by making those 2 simple lifestyle choices, you guys can help save things like penguins, sea turtles, dolphins, and all different types of marine life. All right, guys, you want to take your parade on into the back? There they go. That was Charlie and Gatsby, 2 of our African black-footed penguins. Thanks, guys. Now, if you're thinking, man, I wish I could see those adorable little fellows for a little bit longer, don't worry. We have an entire colony of African black-footed penguins just waiting for you guys to come meet them over on the other side of the zoo at the entrance of the Giants of the Savannah. So be sure to swing on by and check them out before you leave today. Now, get excited. We are going to meet another one of our trainers. Her name is Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina.
Hey, Shelby.
And she's going to introduce you to our next bird.
That's right. We're going to leave those southern coastlines behind us and head up into the forested regions, where we're going to meet a fancy little flyer known as a trumpeter hornbill. Now, our hornbill, her name is Mo, and she loves to eat things like fruits, seeds, berries, and insects, but especially flying insects. So we're going to use our imaginations today because in my hand, I have a grape. And we're going to pretend that this grape is a big, fat, juicy dragonfly. Can you all do that? Awesome. All right. Now, where did my bird go? Come on, Mo. Let's show them what you can do. All right. Now, we're going to see what Mo does when she spots that dragonfly flying in the air. She's going to jump off that branch and catch it mid-flight, just like that. Good job, Mo. Now, that was a lot of fun. Does anyone want to give that a try? I saw a real quick hand right here. You can migrate on down here. Yep. Come on down. Now, when you get down here, I'm going to throw this grape up into the air, and you're going to fly up and catch it. Can you fly? Oh, she is so ready. All right, awesome. And stand right here. There you go. When I say 1, 2, 3, go, you're going to give it a gentle toss in the air, okay? Now, what's your name?
Maddie.
Maddie. Everyone say hi, Maddie. All right, Maddie. All right, now I can't fly either, so let's see if Mo can. Ooh, has anyone seen my bird? Where did she go? Has anyone seen her? She fly back? I need a bird. Now, Mo's really smart, so she knows where her home is back there. So she might have flown back just to see if there's any extra treats around. Anyone? Let's see. Oh, there she is. Awesome. All right, there we go, Mo. Come on down. Let's show Maddie and the audience what we can do. All right, Maddie, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, that was a big toss, but we're going to try one more time. And what we're going to do... Yep, she's going to get it. She's real hungry. So, Maddie, I'm going to give you this grape. And instead of throwing it out there, we're going to throw it straight up, okay?
Okay.
All right, let me try again. Let's give Mo one more time. Come on, Mo. Come on, let's go. Now, we do train all of our birds with positive reinforcement. So, if they do something we want, they get something that they want. So, she's going to get that grape. 1, 2, 3, go. There we go. Awesome. A great toss and a great catch by Mo. Thank you so much, Maddie. Now, who thinks Maddie did a great job? I do too. Who thinks Maddie deserves a prize? I do. Do you think you deserve a prize, Maddie? Me too. All right, everyone give a drum roll, please. Maddie, you're going to receive a wristband. For this, you're welcome. Now, that wristband is from the Dallas Zoo Wild Earth Conservation Fund. Our zoo is dedicated to helping conserve species and their habitats all around the world, and that's just a token of our appreciation. So thank you so much, Maddie. You can go have a seat. And let's give her one more round of applause. Awesome. Looks like my bird. Oh, there she is. Now, I have to let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. It's because of birds like Mo that there are no longer flying grapes in the forests of Africa. I know, it's a tragedy, but they don't stand a chance with trumpeter hornbills around. All right, Mo, that was your cue to go home. So I know Africa seems like a long flight, but it's a lot closer than you think. It's right through that tree. Looks like she's out of here. That was Mo, our trumpeter hornbill.
Thanks, Sabrina, Mo, and Maddie. That was a lot of fun. All right, guys, now get excited. We're going to stay in Africa for a little bit longer, but we're going to head on to the savannas, the grasslands, all right? And this next fella, you don't want to miss him. In fact, you probably can't miss him. He's pretty big. His name is Snap, and he is an East African crown crane. Now, once you see him, you'll see exactly where he gets that name, crown crane, from that tuft of golden feathers right there on top of his head, making him look an awful lot like royalty. Now, something really cool about these guys are those long legs. They'll use those to kick and stomp and get all those tasty insects up in the air. But that's not even his most impressive part. That would be his 6-foot wingspan. Now, he's going to give you a sneak peek as he makes his way over here to me in this stump, but he's going to give you an even closer look as he makes his way all the way to the back of the house, to Sabrina back there. So, if you are in his flight path and feel the need to duck, I would go ahead and do so. That landing gear tends to hang a little low. So, everyone heads up. Here he comes. Good job, buddy. I told you, close encounters, right? Now, you can't find crown cranes here in Texas, but you can find the sandhill and the whooping cranes. Those guys like to spend their winters down on the Gulf Coast of Texas. And once again, there are things that we do upstream that can have a huge impact on all those animals down in South Texas. And it's as simple as conserving water. Next time you're brushing your teeth, be sure to turn off those faucets so you can preserve those coastal habitats downstream. Now, speaking of downstream, Snap's got one more flight through here. Heads up. Here he comes. Good job, buddy. Now, if you can't get enough of all of our African animals, don't you worry. There's an entire section of the zoo dedicated to just that, where you can see things like lions, cheetahs, zebras, and if you're lucky enough, you might get to see a crown crane just like Snap flying high over the entire giants of the savannah. That was Snap, our East African crown crane. Thanks, guys. He did a great job. Now, we've spent a lot of time overseas. I think it's about time to bring it right here to our very own backyard. Do you guys know that there's a wealth of wildlife just waiting to be explored? And the best part is, admission is free. All you have to pay is attention. So for this next bird, I'm going to need everyone to remain seated. Grab hold of those chairs and stay down there. So because this next bird's going to be coming in very, very quickly, we want to make sure you're all safe as well as the bird. So direct your attention and your focus across the creek. Outside the theater is a tall black tower. You guys see that tall tower? On top of it is our awesome Dallas Zoo logo. Keep your eyes and your cameras peeled there because that's where we're going to be meeting Chewy, our Harris hawk. She'll be flying in all the way to the back to Sabrina, so there we go. Perfect. Now, Harris hawks are really unique in that they'll hunt in family groups, where one would be able to take down something the size of a mouse or a rat. 2, 3, maybe even 4 of them will tag team together and take down something much larger than one would be able to on their own, maybe closer to the size of a jackrabbit. Now, something cool about these guys are these long, skinny toes. They can't carry a fork and a knife around with them tucked up underneath those wings, so they've got to have some handy tools to help them out. Those long, skinny toes will actually act as the fork that they can grab hold of that prey, and then that hook turn-down beak is going to act as a knife. And it looks like you've got a little bit of that meat stuck on your beak there. You're going to work on that. Something really unique about these guys is maybe you can see you're looking at her. She's got ridges on top of her eyes. Those ridges actually act as a visor, sort of a natural sunblock. Right now it's nice and shady out here, but if it was bright and sunny, she would have a really hard time to see. You and I would wear sunglasses, baseball caps to keep the sun out of our eyes. And Chewy here has those natural ridges to help keep those eyes safe from those harmful UV rays. All right, you got all of it. You want to head back there to Sabrina? All the way in the back. She's thinking about it. There we go. Now, I mentioned those long, skinny toes. Those toes are also incredibly strong. You and I, as humans and mammals, we actually, when we're nice and relaxed, our hands are open. And we have to work really hard to close them and make a fist. Birds of prey, it's actually the complete opposite. When they're nice and relaxed, those talons are locked shut, and they have to work hard to open them up to grab hold of that prey. And it also helps because these guys like to sleep in trees. And if you were sleeping in a tree all night long, you want to make sure you were attached to that tree, right? Well, it looks like Chewy is all the way back into the backyards of Texas. That was Chewy, our Harris hawk. Thanks, guys. She's pretty unique. Now, we talked a little bit about about what these guys like to eat. They are carnivores, so they're going to be eating meat, things like mice, rats, moles, voles, any small little scurrying mammal would make a tasty snack for a hawk like Chewy. And in fact, a hawk the size of Chewy can eat anywhere from 800 to 1,000 mice in a single year. I know, that's crazy. Yeah, I saw you guys back there. You're right. Birds of prey are number one. We are we agree with you. Number one completely. They are so great. Now, you guys, a lot of people don't like rodents, those little scurrying things that those guys might like to eat. And so you can actually attract owls and kestrels and birds of prey to your very own backyard. All you have to do is build something called a nest box, stick it up behind you in your trees, in your backyard, and you can attract those birds of prey to come and take care of that rodent problem for you. In fact, we used to have a bit of a problem here ourselves, but don't worry, it is a thing of the past. It is behind us now. We don't have to worry about those rodents at all. All right, guys. Now, we've talked a lot about rodents, and I think it's about time you meet one of ours. Like I said, we don't necessarily have a rodent problem, but we do have a pretty big rodent. So keep your eyes peeled for this guy. He's really hard to miss, all right? His name is Fred, and he is a capybara. There he is. Now, capybara are the largest species of rodent in the entire world. Fred here is about 125 pounds, but they can get anywhere up to 150 pounds. And they're going to get that way by eating almost non-stop. These guys are herbivores, so they're munching on all those fruits and veggies and reeds and weeds along the waterways of Central and South America. And it's actually really handy. It keeps that water flowing nice and freely, gives everybody access to fresh flowing water. Everybody, including their predators. Believe it or not, this rodent of unusual size does have a predator. Things like anaconda, jaguar, caiman might find them as a tasty snack. But don't worry, they've got a couple adaptations to help them stay nice and safe, like partially webbed feet. If they've got webbed feet, what do you think you're good at doing? Swimming, that's exactly right. So if he does get spotted by one of those predators, he'll take to the waterways lickety-split, where he can hold his breath for up to 5 minutes and keep his eyes open the entire time. And if he needs to see if that predator is anywhere near him anymore, he'll keep his eyes, ears, and nose right on top of his head so that he can peek out and not show very much of his body at all. All right, it looks like Fred is long gone back into the Amazon. That was Fred, our capybara. Yeah, he's really fun to hang out with. Now, I talked about Central and South America. I think it's about time we meet another animal from there. So I'm going to turn it right back on over to Sabrina and let her introduce our next guest.
Thanks, Shelby. That's right. We're going to leave those waterways behind us once more and head up into the treetops of Central and South America. If you direct your attention over to this tree on your right, we were just joined by Xena the tamandua. Now, tamandua is just another word for lesser anteater. Now, lesser doesn't mean we like her any less. It just refers to her size. If any of you have already gotten a chance to see the giant anteaters over at the north side of the zoo, those can get up to 100 pounds. But Xena here is full grown. Now, don't let that size fool you, because she has a lot of adaptations and skills to help her survive in the wild. As she made her way out here, you may have noticed she was walking on the sides of her feet, and that's because of those long hooked claws. Now, those aren't only going to help her defend herself from predators, but they're also going to help her find her food. Now, as an anteater, what do you guys think Xena's eating? Ants, that's right. An anteater Xena's size can eat up to 9,000 ants a day. And they're going to use those claws to rip and tear through that bark, and then use a 16-inch long tongue to reach on into that tree and slurp up all those ants. Now, as you can see while she's hanging out here, she also has what's called a prehensile tail. And prehensile is just another word for grasping or like a finger. So that tail essentially acts as an extra limb to help her stay balanced in those treetops. Now, I don't know about you, but I would love to have an extra arm to help me with my daily chores, like carrying in those reusable grocery bags we talked about earlier. Now, as Xena continues to hang out here, you guys over here may have noticed a stinky smell start to arise in the theater. And that's not your neighbor, and that's definitely not me. That was just Xena. Tamanduas emit that odor to help themselves, or to help mark their territories, ward off predators, and even attract a mate. Now, it looks like Xena's going to hang out here a little bit longer, eating all those tasty snacks, so we're going to bring Shelby back out here to see what's in store for the rest of the show.
Thanks, Sabrina. Xena, you guys did a great job as always. Now, we talked a lot about different ways you can show how much you care about wildlife, like recycling those plastic bags or turning off your faucets. But did you know that one of the easiest ways is simply by donating to a conservation fund? Thank you, Lindsay. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. Do I have any adults here at the Dallas Zoo who'd be willing to donate $1? Any adults here? You, ma'am, are an adult. Do you have $1? While you're digging, 5s, 10s, 20s, we're not picking you, it's all right. I'm just kidding. Anything will do. Perfect. Go ahead and stand on up and hold that dollar straight out to your side, just like this. Perfect. Yes. Excellent. Just like that. We're going to bring a very clever bird out here. He's going to show you what we do with all that conservation money. All right. His name is Stewie, and he is an he is an African pied crow. First, he's going to check the stage and make sure there are no dollars here. Don't worry, buddy. I already checked. He's going to fly on out there, grab that dollar. Where does it go, buddy? To the box and straight to conservation. Great job, little crow. You can head on home. Ma'am, we are not done with you. Go ahead and stand back up. Hold your arms straight out, palm facing the sky. He's gone to get you a gift, and when he comes out and puts that in your palm, be sure to wrap those fingers around it so it doesn't blow away. Until we have everyone put our other dollars down, I'll tell you what to do with those in just a second. Down button, Stewie. Down. Great job. How about a hand for our volunteer? She did a great job. And Stewie, you were so good as always. All right, buddy, you can head all the way back home. Now, I saw some of you guys holding those dollars up. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to donate at the end of the show as well. I'll take that box down there and put it on that table, and on top of the table will be a raven. That raven will gladly take any of your paper money and put it straight to conservation. And if you donate $5 or more, we'll give you one of those wristbands from the Wild Earth Conservation Fund as well. Now, guys, it's not all doom and gloom out there, okay? There are some bright spots on the conservation horizon, and I think it's about time we share with you one of our personal favorites. It's the story of the national symbol of the United States of America, the bald eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Aurora. Aurora is a living symbol of one of the greatest conservation success stories of our lifetime. I know. Now, it wasn't that long ago that bald eagle numbers dropped so low, so quickly, that it was feared that we would lose this majestic creature forever and never get to see one in the wild ever again. But then something amazing happened. People just like you and I came together, we took notice, and we took action. We started cleaning up the waterways where the bald eagles fished. We stopped using those harmful pesticides. And we are so proud to say that after decades of hard work, the bald eagle numbers began to rise, and they are no longer on the endangered species list. Yeah, that's a great story. So thank you so much, Brenda, and thank you, Aurora, for sharing with us your conservation success story. And as always, she's relieved as well. Now, you guys, it just kind of goes to show what you can do if you help us out in conservation efforts. You remember, things are up in the air as well as down in the water, just like Willow, our American beaver. Does anyone know what beavers like to build? Dams, that's exactly right. The dam creates an amazing home for the beaver and her family, but it also creates an entirely new ecosystem for different plant life and wildlife around her. And the best part is, beavers are natives to the great state of Texas. So next time you're out in your local park system, be sure to take a look around. You never know what you're going to find out there, because the world is full of wild places, wild spaces, and wildlife. So go on out, hike, bike, explore, have an adventure. You never know what you'll find. And remember, you guys can help us save wildlife. We've just been joined by Polly and Pirate in this tree behind me. They'll be making their way out to that center tree to hang out. Looks like Willow's made her way onto the back, and I'll be down there with that raven. So come on down, take pictures, ask questions, and most importantly, have a great rest of your day right here at your Dallas Zoo. Bye, guys.